Hello and welcome. Today I want to quickly cover what it is that people want to find out from you when they get to your website. If you're creating a website, redoing it, having it done for you, unless you're hiring a professional copywriter, this is something that you're going to have to sit down and do at some point. It can be really frustrating, especially if you haven't done it before, and it's really easy as well to make some mistakes and write copy that's kind of dull, unengaging, and unfortunately, even if a visitor to your website, you're a perfect fit for each other and you could offer each other so much, if they are not engaged within the first few seconds, then that is a missed opportunity. They're gone forever. So we're going to talk about how to write content that actually engages people, create that connection instantly, and then be able to move from there. So let's get started. Hi, I'm Jessica Shales, and this is what to include in a website. We're not just talking about the pages, we're also talking about the content for your website and ensuring that you don't leave money on the table. I'll explain why at the end. So first things first, what pages should you include? This is a universal list that applies to all websites. I'm sure there'll be more pages that you want to include. There's your home page, which is the first impression you make when a visitor accesses your website. Your About page, which explains why you do what you do and gives you an opportunity to connect with your visitors on a deeper level. And your Contact, which is the hub for your contact details of choice, but may not be the only place that you actually have your contact details. In addition, there's terms and conditions, disclaimers, and information on how you use the information that you take from people. This is important to include, but you can get more details either from your local Chamber of Commerce, from having a look at other websites that you trust and modifying their terms and conditions to suit your purposes. So first things first, let's delve deeper into the home page. You have seconds to engage with your visitors. As I'm sure you know by now, the attention span of people is getting shorter and shorter, so you literally have seconds to engage with your visitors. In order to do that, try to talk about them. They're coming to your website because they want something from you and they want to know that you can do that. So try to modify your language so you're sure that you use you instead of using I, we, or your company name. And there's actually a tool that I'll provide a link to that will help analyse how much you do that. So talk about them. Leave no doubt that they are in the right place by immediately saying, are you looking for this? That's great, because that's exactly what we do. We're excellent at that, and this is how we can do it for you. And just go ahead and follow these steps and we'll help you. So identify what it is that they want to get from you in the first place. This makes the step much, much easier. And then leave them in no doubt immediately. Use conversational language. This isn't printed media, a book or a magazine or a newspaper. Websites are used very differently. They're read very differently. So use conversational language. You can be quite casual, but it's up to you how casual, depending on what your business is. It's much, much easier to read. Use shorter sentences and use 2-syllable words instead of 3-syllable words. You know what I mean? And it's just much easier. Use new paragraphs and new sentences just to make it easier on the eye as well. And that makes it much, much easier for anybody to read. Don't bore your visitor with information on your website and company history. It might be very, very tempting, but again, they want to know how you can help them. And I'm not sure how relevant that is. Your company history is. So you see it a lot. There's a lot of websites you go to where there's a load of company history and it's not really getting right to the point. Draw them into the website quickly. Your homepage is one of the most likely pages for people to leave the minute that they get in. If you cannot explain to them exactly why they should go further into your website, then they have a habit of leaving. So try to draw them into another page, give them a call to action, explain what you want them to do next, and draw them into another page so that you get an opportunity to explain more, and then you're more likely to keep them for longer. Include your primary keywords. If you've identified what you want to be found for in search engines, what keywords you want to be found for in search engines, then make sure that you include these in your homepage and on your About page, and make sure that they're in a prominent place, because that's how search engines know what you should be ranked for. Your About page. This is, again, not about you, it's about them. It might be tempting. You might think, okay, the homepage isn't about me. Surely the About page is. No, I'm afraid not. But it's a bit more about you. What this is an opportunity for you to explain why, in more detail, you're doing what you're doing, but also to still tell them, and this is why I can help you. This is how I can help you. So reiterate your homepage why, but they've given you permission to go into it in much better detail, much deeper, on a much deeper level. You can get personal as well. You can connect with people if you might want to include photos of your team, or to explain exactly the journey that's led you to offer the service that you have done and why you're doing it for them. So you can connect with them on a human level by providing them with a few more personal details. Use it as an opportunity to connect and say, I'm quite similar to you, perhaps that might be the point, or this is the reason why I believe that this is true. And again, use your primary website keywords. Your contact page may not be the only page on your website that's actually got your contact details, and you might not know how much to put up there. Do you want to put every different way of contacting you, like email, phone, fax, a form, different connections, Skype? It's up to you. How do you want for them to contact you? If you only want for them to contact you via email, then only provide that. But obviously be aware that might annoy them a bit. Perhaps you want certain details from people that email you, in which case you should put an email form there that asks them, how have you found us, for example, or what type of business do you have, or what service are you interested in, and then that helps you to filter it through to the right department and for you to contact them. It may not be the only page that you want to have your contact information on. That's up to you. You can put your phone number and email address on every page if you want to. So what content should you include in your website? And this is going into the content that might be on every page, not just on those primary pages. So remember to include images, because they engage and can help to summarize what a page or a website's about very quickly before they actually have to go and read the content. There's another reason, and that's Pinterest and Facebook and other social media sites. With Facebook, if you put a link on there, then it will actually show the image from the page, and then those links are much more likely to be clicked on than the ones that have no images. Pinterest, again, if you don't know much about it, we'll probably do another post, but it's a social bookmarking site that involves posting really powerful, interesting images, and it's actually gone a bit viral. It's grown exponentially, so that's probably something that I'll look at another time. But if you've got an interesting image, you're more likely to be shared on those sites. If you don't have some good stock photos, then you could always use a service like Fotolia, which I love, and I'll provide a link. They have some great, really, I'm not going to say cheap, because that suggests it's not the greatest quality, but really high value images, and they're really easy to use. If you're not sure how to pick one, then try to use one with a white background, because it fits more easily into the post or a page. It looks like it sits better, and you can edit with some free tools that I'll provide links to, or within WordPress. Also provide links to other relevant content. This could be within your website, or if you've cited or referenced an external website, then just add the link there, just to make life easier for your visitors. Also, remember to put a call for action. If you have a goal for your website, then you need to tell them what to do, or what that is, and in order to expect them to do that. You can't expect them to be psychic. So decide what the goal is for your website. Remember to keep telling them to do it. It could be that you want for them to sign up to a newsletter. It could be that you want them to go to some more content, that you want them to contact you or connect with you on social media. Remember to tell them and reiterate that. And remember, this is actually one of the most important things, to have some way for them to connect with you. Either a newsletter subscription form, even if you're not ready, or similar, you could include just Facebook or Twitter. The reason why is because maybe when they arrive at your website, they're not quite ready for what it is that you can offer them, or you maybe maybe you're not ready for them and you haven't got the information that they require. So by having a newsletter subscription form, even if you're not ready to send out regular content, or it'll be quite intermittent, allows you to stay connected and to tell them, we've got something else that you might be interested in, and to stay in contact. So this is actually one of the most important things to do, and it can completely change how popular your website is or how successful it is. So action time, this is the checklist. Create your page's structure, probably not just the 3 pages, but at the very least get that up there. And write out your why. This will help you on so many levels when you're developing your website and as a company as a whole. If you either are not sure of what that is, or you haven't communicated that in a quick and easy way, write out why you're doing what you're doing. Also identify what your visitors are interested in. Now, these 2 things should connect. and they should be supportive, and that makes it easier for you to write content on the homepage that engages with them quickly. And I have to practice what I preach. If you're enjoying the content, if you've enjoyed the content that we've talked about today and you want to get similar content, then remember to subscribe via our YouTube channel, which is Fluid Web Works, or you can sign up for the newsletter at fluidwebworks.co.uk to get the email straight to your inbox every week. Thank you for your time, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.